अम्बिकापतय उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः। ॐ नमो हिरण्यवाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतय उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः। ॐ नमो हिरण्यवाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतये उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः। ईशानः सर्वविद्यानां ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। ईशानः सर्वविद्यानां ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। ईशानः सर्वविद्यानां ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वाग्विशुद्धाय धीमहि तन्नः शिवः प्रचोदयात्। महादेवाय विद्महे रुद्रमूर्तये धीमहि तन्नः शिवः प्रचोदयात्। नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Hello, this is High Priestess Jamila. Wanted to come and talk about Jezebel. I meant to talk about her about a week ago, but her spirits and her demons and her minions have been distracting me. And this is the perfect time to do it because I'm over here already preparing for a ritual that I got to do for a client today. And I just wanted to come and talk to y'all. First of all, I'm opening up the discussion to other witches that want to talk about Jezebel. I don't mind you talking about her and giving your take on it. Just because I talk about something don't mean that you can't talk about it, because everybody needs to talk about and deal with Jezebel, okay? Do not get Jezebel confused with Lilith. Jezebel and Lilith are two different entities. Jezebel is bad. Jezebel is a very, 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 very bad, spiteful, mean, vindictive, hateful female spirit. She's not good. In fact, I got some Jezebel root over here. I'm thinking about throwing it away because I don't want nothing to do with her. Spirits downloaded all kinds of information about Jezebel to me last night. And I'm going to speak right off the top of my head about her today. So everybody put your thinking caps on and everything so that we can talk about it. I'm not going to be on camera for this one because I don't want to distract anybody from what I'm going to be talking about today. But every witch, or if you don't consider yourself to be a witch and you're a woman, this is the spirit that I work off of a lot of people. In fact, Jezebel is present in a lot of families as a curse. Jezebel destroys marriages. She's in porn. And she's in everything that is the opposite of what we would consider to be true love. In fact, she is the one that resides over a lot of the, she's responsible for all of human and sex trafficking. She's responsible for that. She's responsible for prostitution. She's responsible. She disguises herself as a witch. I believe that she actually was a witch at some point. She was very disappointed and upset, very bitter. This is a very ancient and old spirit that hates women. Okay, so a lot of women will work with Jezebel. Stop working with Jezebel. She hates you. She not only hates men, but she hates women. This is a very, very bitter spirit that is upset, has been upset for thousands of years because she could not take somebody's man from them. Okay, that was her whole point, was to take somebody's man and destroy the, you know, the man's happiness, the man's family, and to destroy the woman. I had been so distracted. I had been so distracted for years. She's very, very sneaky. She does not present herself as herself. She presents herself as something else. So it's very easy to not even know that you're dealing with Jezebel. And she really, really enjoys tormenting women. Okay, and if you look at an image of Jezebel, Jezebel ain't even that pretty. She's not. And see, we're not talking about looks, though. But when you look at any image that has been drawn of her, she's really not that pretty. There have been some artists that have depicted her as very, very beautiful, but she's not. And the reason why she can't be beautiful is because she carries so much darkness in her heart. She does. She carries so much contempt and hatred for both men and women and children. For thousands of years, they have held Lilith responsible for abortion and for miscarriage and for infant death. It has been Jezebel this entire time that has been causing miscarriages, that has been causing abortion, that has been causing a lot of confusion for everybody. Okay. Like I said, when you're dealing with demons, because I'm a high priestess and I actually banish demons, and banishings, you can put them into the outer realm at that moment. They're still kind of lingering a little bit. So a lot of times when you're doing banishings, it can take an entire moon cycle, up to 12 moon cycles, to get rid of the Jezebel spirit, unless you have a huge coven. Now, there are people that will continuously invoke and conjure up Jezebel, and especially if they're confused and they don't know their own power, or either if they don't have their own power, because like I said, Jezebel is commonly worked with by witches, which I believe that you need to stop working with her, because all she's doing is putting more darkness inside of you. I don't believe that you should work with her. There's a lot of women that do. A lot of women work with Jezebel because they want to get money out of men, or they want to get attention. Even though they may already have a man, they still want attention. They still want to be adored by, and she's, Jezebel actually is a manifestation of the narcissist demon. She's like she's like a, and I know a lot of people are not going to agree, because I'm not reading about Jezebel out of the Bible. I'm not reading about Jezebel based upon what anybody else has said about her. This is going straight off the top of my head. So when you hook up with somebody, and when you with somebody, and then all of a sudden everybody wants your man that you hooked up with, all of a sudden, that's Jezebel. And the reason why she's not doing that, because she don't even really want sexual energy. Jezebel hates sex. She does. She don't even like sex. Okay, but she will pretend to like sex just so that she can come in and destroy all of your sexual energy. Jezebel don't like sex. So see, a lot of people, y'all didn't even know that. Y'all thought Jezebel loved sex. Y'all thought Jezebel was sexy. It ain't nothing sexy about Jezebel. She don't like sex. In fact, she kills sex. In fact, she is, you know how when you having sex with your man, and either you can't orgasm or he can't orgasm, that's Jezebel's spirit. So a lot of people thought, well, Jezebel is sexy, and no. Jezebel don't like sex. In fact, I don't believe that Jezebel belongs on this planet because of the presence of nature. Okay. Lulu, baby, you ain't never too old for love. Jezebel don't like nature. Jezebel don't even, she ain't even supposed to be on this earth, y'all. She ain't supposed to be here. She messes up the balance of nature. She messes up the balance of everything. So whenever you are dealing with something like that, and see, she's taken over entire families, and she's taken over so much to where she don't even want, she don't want to see nobody love nobody. So this is a spirit that I am constantly working on. I've done a couple of generational hex removals in the past few weeks. Okay. This is the one that I've been getting off of a lot of people. Okay. So whenever you start to understand that, and see, let me tell you something. Jezebel takes advantage of people that are lonely. This is how she's able to get in there, and she's not there to feel the loneliness. She's taking advantage. She's causing the problem. This is the reason why the church is so against Jezebel, and anything outside of the church. And that's why I want y'all to be careful. I want a lot of y'all witches to be careful out there, because what people will do is they will want to do everything opposite of what the church is doing just because they don't like the church. Okay, and see, that's not right. That's not you being mature and being in your higher realm of thinking. That's you just trying to be what's the word that I'm looking for? And I'm not Christian, but that's you just trying to do the opposite. You're trying to rebel. You're just trying to be a rebel. Okay, but a lot of what the Bible talks about when it comes to Jezebel makes a lot of sense, even though the rest of it doesn't make any sense. In fact, Jezebel is probably who is responsible for a lot of the crap that's in the Bible, because she confuses men. She confuses them. And see, this is the reason why witches do the work that we do, because, she's been messing with me for the past 4 to 5 years, and literally my entire life. She's been bothering me. She's been the one that comes to me on every Friday. If you are a woman that's attractive at all, she's jealous of you. So a lot of people that work with her and conjure her, why would you work with a demon that is against you? That makes no sense to me. But see, a lot of people that practice witchcraft are very, very ignorant. So they'll conjure these spirits, and Jezebel is one of them that I never conjure. When I'm doing money work, I don't work with Jezebel at all. In fact, when I do money work, if I work with a deity, it's going to be either all or one or two of the Orishas, and I will work with Lord Ganesha and Lakshmi. Jezebel ain't trying to give you no money. Why do people do stuff like that? Like, it just don't make no sense. She ain't trying to really give you no money. Because what she'll do is she'll give you money, but she'll take away so much more than and to the point where it's not even worth it. So this is a spirit that you cannot trust, and she don't care. Once you have invoked her and used her spirit, it is really difficult to get her off of you. You have to go to somebody that is extremely knowledgeable on exorcising bad spirits. And you have to go to somebody that's not afraid to exorcise a bad spirit. Okay. And, those are few and far between, because, it's just the way that it is. You ever have any of you married women that's watching this ever have your husband giving Jezebel money, giving women that are possessed by Jezebel money? Well, you got yourself a problem, because it's not really the money that she's after. She's after the energy. And you have to be very, very, very careful with her, especially online. I've noticed the prevalence of people exchanging money online. Now, if you're dealing with somebody like me, that's okay. But when you give something to Jezebel, she's taking a lot more. Okay, this is a spirit that is just completely out of control. Lacks empathy, totally unempathetic, blank, empty. This is I don't even see why she's even here. She's so empty. Oh my God. You know how when you go and you see prostitutes and strippers, and I believe that Cardi B must have been delivered from Jezebel. See, Cardi B used to have that Jezebel spirit in her, and she's been getting delivered from that spirit. You ever see either I'm not going to call them prostitutes, I'm going to call them sex workers. You ever see a sex worker or a exotic dancer, and it just seemed like somebody done sucked the soul out of them. This is a soul sucking demon. She just sucks the soul out of you is what she does. She don't have no, and I believe that she came out of a black hole because she's so dark. And I'm talking about dark in skin complexion. I'm talking about something that is the complete opposite to human. And poverty and selfishness and greed works hand in hand with Jezebel, because a lot of women will conjure her inadvertently. You don't even realize that you're conjuring Jezebel. You won't even realize it. Okay, because she promises money. How's she gonna give you something that she don't have though? And see, this is the reason why I believe that when you practice witchcraft, you have to have the proper training. You can't just go out there and say, I'm going to practice witchcraft, y'all. And then, you end up with these problems and see, what she'll do is she'll leave you codependent for the rest of your life. You'll be looking for it. And you know what she does? She steals your mojo, your spirit, your soul is what she does. This is the reason why if you see a sex worker that's running around and she's just, hell bent on destruction and she got hatred in her heart, that's the spirit of Jezebel. Okay, and she's gotten a lot of people killed. I'm gonna tell y'all something. When you headed down that road, and a lot of people, there's some people that want to be destroyed. I see them every single day. They want to be destroyed. Hold on, y'all. I got to answer. One of my clients is texting me. So a lot of you will ask me, well, what's going on? Why is it that, when I have a man, all of a sudden he's looking at other people, all of a sudden, because Jezebel is on you as a woman. This is the reason why all of your relationships are being torn down and destroyed because of her. She comes attached to women. She does. This is the reason. And she feels this connection with women. A lot of people would arguably say that she's a lesbian. She has nothing to do with lesbianism because she doesn't like women. She don't like nobody. Nine times out of 10, if you running around here saying that you hate everybody, you got Jezebel on you. You can be either a male or a female. But she loves to attach herself to women and their children because she's constantly feeding. And I charge $1,500 to completely banish her, is what I charge. Okay, from your family, because, like I said, when I do a generational hex remover, that is what I'm doing. I'm banishing demons. So, sorry guys, I gotta take your stuff out of bubble wrap. I'm multitasking right now because I have got to get this completed. So what happens is once I banish her off of you, off of your bloodline, off of your root chakra, because she loves the root chakra. Once I banish her off of you, then she's gonna go and find another opening to somebody else. Okay. In fact, Jezebel, in my opinion, is worse than the devil. I don't care what nobody says because she wants to ruin all of your happiness. The devil don't want to necessarily ruin all your happiness. You know, a lot of people don't understand their deities and understand how to decipher what you're dealing with. Okay, a lot of people just assume it's the devil or they assume that it's something. No, that's Jezebel. You don't have to work with Jezebel to get a man to do something nice for you. But a lot of women have become codependent, and a lot of witches have. And I can understand your codependency because, you know, what I've noticed that she does is she takes and takes and takes until you're not you anymore. You're something else. Okay. God, they got enough bubble wrap on here. I swear these candles are definitely protected. Good Lord. I'm gonna keep this bubble wrap too, y'all. I like to recycle. I get plenty of packing stuff when I order stuff from my suppliers, so. I can't stop other witches from working with Jezebel. I can't stop you from doing what you feel the need to do. But I can tell you that you know, I sustain my family by myself. And I don't work with Jezebel at all. Oh, good. I got some extra candles. See, I was thinking. I got me 3 extra white 7-day candles. That is what is up. I'm so glad I did that. I got a cleanse to do today, and I got a generational hex remover to do today for a client. So I'm going to be pretty busy today. Most of the time when I'm working on a ritual for you, it's the petition that will take probably at least an hour for me to do. Sometimes longer. Because when a spirit knows that you're getting ready to banish it off of a person, it'll start to attack and try to distract and do all kind of crazy. Hey, Linda. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Do y'all have any questions about Jezebel? You can go ahead and ask them now. Okay, I can promise you that she's bad. You shouldn't be working with her. Okay, but I don't think that a lot of people willingly work with her. I just think that she has cursed a lot of families. You know, most of your demons used to be human. The spirit is telling me that this one didn't used to be human, but she has attached herself to a lot of human women. Okay, she's attached herself. And so her story is that she was hurt very bad by a man, and the man wouldn't leave his wife for her. She took out revenge on everybody. She takes revenge out on people, and she will kill babies in your family. That is not Lilith. She has been confusing people for thousands of years. Lilith is the good guy. Okay, she just didn't want to be with Adam, and they demonized her and blamed her for a lot of stuff. But a lot of that stuff has been Jezebel. Okay, so let's say this Friday you start arguing with your man or something, or your husband, and you know he'd rather go to a strip club and look at women instead of coming home to you to touch an actual real woman. That's Jezebel. Okay. Yeah. Hey, mystical lady enchantress. Hello. Okay. So, hey, it's a love. Hello. Or Isa love. Hey. Look like Jezebel done showed up in the chat room. We just all you got to do is block her. Jezebel will possess others around to get to you. She will. And she's all up in the prisons and stuff because she calls herself giving sexual energy to these men. She's all over the place. You know, different aspects, different pieces of herself is everywhere. She does have minions. She does. She has minions. But here's the thing about her that makes her so powerful is the fact that she's very, very sneaky. She's very, very, very sneaky. She hides herself. Okay? Because she don't want you to know that it's her. Because once you realize that it's Jezebel, it's very, very easy to get her off of you. All you got to do is call her by her name and banish her if you have the power to banish a spirit. I believe that Jezebel did give birth to a lot of the incubuses and the succubus energies. Okay, so she's tied in with those. A lot of people, again, think that it's Lilith, and that's not Lilith. It's not. That's Jezebel. Okay. All right, cool. That look like that's gonna clean them off real good. So, you know, when you do get her off of you, she doesn't like it, and she boy Jezebel, she just loves to mess with me. She been messing with me. And you know what? For a long time, y'all, I didn't even know that it was Jezebel. I was so distracted. And she tried to get my mama to abort me. She sure did. Back in the 70s, she tried to get my mother to abort me. But she didn't. She's been pissed off about that ever since because she couldn't get my mother to abort me. Okay? She definitely tried to make my mother miscarry me. Okay? And that is because she knew that eventually, and I mean, she knew that eventually that I would get her off of a lot of the families that she has been plaguing. She's been plaguing families and men and women and children. She has been tormenting children for a very, very, very long time. She is in a lot of homosexual men. Yes, she is. You're right. In fact, homosexual men can conjure Jezebel. You're right about that, mystical lady. Her spirit, that she's responsible for that too. Yep. And lesbianism. I know a lot of people that are, again, a lot of people will ignorantly try to do everything that is opposite of the Bible and say, well, if the Bible was wrong about this, then they're wrong about that. And I just want to be rebellious and I want to be a rebel. But, I wouldn't, I would hate to see people doing that, but there's a lot of people that are doing that. Hmm. She attacks me as well, especially on my date of birth. Y'all know that spirit that kept bothering me on my birthday? That was Jezebel, and spirit telling me right now that that's who that was. Last night, I actually did a Jezebel banishing, among other things. That was the work that I did yesterday. She had her minions on there thumbsing it down, but a lot of people could recognize what I was doing. A very, very easy way of getting rid of Jezebel is I'll link that video to y'all in the chat because I want to edit it and put some music on it with it, because right now it's just here it is right here. Now a lot of people will say, well, why you want to banish Jezebel? The reason why is because she ain't about nothing. That's why. She ain't about nothing. You know what I would compare Jezebel to? When you see a strawberry and it's all big and red and fluffy and you bite into it and it's bitter. That's Jezebel. You be thinking, oh, I thought these strawberries were sweet. Strawberries sour. No kind of sugar in it at all. No kind of sweetness or nothing. She's like biting into a bitter orange. And y'all know oranges are supposed to be very sweet. Okay, if you accidentally buy an overripe watermelon, that's Jezebel. Oh, Lord. And you know what? She thinks she's slick. She real sneaky, boy. She is. She's real sneaky. She just loves being sneaky. Her obsession, she's the one that causes the obsessions. She will get the host killed too. She will. A lot of people that are possessed by Jezebel or either the embodiment of Jezebel, they end up committing suicide, and they are suicidal. Mm-hmm. A lot of people that are afflicted by Jezebel are very, very suicidal. She's not just, and let me tell y'all something, she's not just reigning over your love life. She's also trying to affect your financial, because her goal is to kill and malnourish. In fact, it's not a woman at all. It's a demon that is pretending to be a woman. Okay, because women are nourishing. Even the dark goddesses are nourishing. Nourishment that's not just food or sex or water. Nourishment is wisdom and knowledge. Okay, feeding somebody's brain. That's what nourishment can be as well. Well, guess what? She's trying to confuse you. She should always be banished on sight when you suspect that you have her. She should be banished. And a lot of people think that you just say bippity boo and it's over. No, once you've done the banishment, it's going to take at least up to 3 moon cycles for her minions to go away. And you don't necessarily have to do it over and over again. You just have to be vigilant. This is the reason why I have to keep certain candles going all the time. Typically, the candles that I keep going would be red, black, and white. Okay, that's the reason why those were a lot of the colors that I used last night. I had to run one of her minions out of here today. I had to run one of her spirits out here today. I said, "What the hell you still doing here?" And it wasn't Jezebel herself, but it was one of her spirits that she sends out. Because when you ask Jezebel to do work for you, she will work for you. But see, the problem is that she's gonna steal your life force. That's the reason why a lot of women that either work with her willingly, they start to age very rapidly. She'll make you age very rapidly. She's also responsible for infertility. If you're having problems with infertility, that's Jezebel. She don't want you to have no baby. She's responsible for a lot of women flipping out and doing harm to their kids too. Now, I'm not talking about somebody that I don't think you should spank your kids when you're angry, but I'm not talking about that. But I'm little talking about that too. I'm talking about when women do stupid, crazy stuff. That's what I'm talking about. So, this is what a negative demonic spirit will do. It will lie to you. It will make promises to you that it's never going to be able to keep. So this is the reason why a lot of women have problems with men. She don't like love. She's anti-love. Okay? If you want to completely get rid of her, I believe that you have to remove her from the source of where she connected to you, which was through your parents. So this is the reason why when I do the generational hex remover, I remove it from your parents. Okay, I always include the parents because your parents are the key. Now, those of you that don't know your parents, that's okay too, because some of y'all don't know your parents. Okay, and she's responsible for that as well. Okay. A lot of the lost children, oh, she hates children. She hates families. Okay. She hates your guts. Okay. Yeah, if you've been feeling unloved, if you've got jealous females attacking you, if you have relationship problems, infertility, financial problems, that's Jezebel. Because see, your money problems, those are AKA energy problems. You know, she's basically a very, very huge energy vampire is what she is. When you look at what she does, which is sucking energy. The reason why she messes with witches a lot is because a lot of us were enchanted. We were born that way. Okay, a lot of witches were born with a lot of different powers, and that is what she is after. She does carry on the embodiment of either a young woman. She can be a young woman. She can be a middle-aged woman, or she can be a very old woman. Okay. The one thing that you got to understand about her is that she is very unempathetic. She will cut your throat and not give a damn. Even if you ain't did nothing to her. You ain't even done nothing to her. You've done nothing wrong. You are an innocent person. Okay? And see, a lot of people think, well, a person deserves it, so just destroy them. But see, that's not the way that it works, because everybody's spirits is going to say to you that that person has the right of redemption. That person has the right of forgiveness and redemption. Nobody has the right to condemn anybody. If you are doing that, then you might as well just go on and look in the mirror. If you condemning folks. Okay, I don't believe in that. I never have. A lot of people say, well, that's just because you a Christian. And see, my father is a Christian, and Jesus did come to me last night because he knew that I was doing that ritual on Jezebel. So Jesus came to me last night. So I can't help that. I don't consider myself to be a Christian witch, but I don't have hatred for Jesus Christ. I don't. I just don't. And I don't have to. I don't have to be afraid of demonic energies and entities. I don't have to be afraid of those things. Okay. Just the reality of it. She's also played a huge part in addictions as well. But see, the only education that we have about Jezebel comes from the Bible. But there, there's in Christians, there's a lot of people that have way more of an understanding of who Jezebel is. And it's really time for her to go back where she's at. But see, I don't even think Jezebel is allowed to even go to hell. This is somebody that don't even have a home in hell, is what Spirit is telling me. Now, a lot of people say, Jamila, you don't know what you're talking about. The devil is bad. But see, the devil resides because who gave the devil, who we know is the devil, who gave the devil power to do that? It was God. So God gave the devil the power to contain and hold these negative spirits in that demonic, in that hell realm. Hell is a place for very bad spirits and very bad people to go and be punished. And I am a firm believer in hell. Okay. See, there's out there that don't believe in heaven and hell. Well, just because you don't believe in something doesn't mean that it doesn't exist for some people. It may not exist for you, but it exists for some people. Because for me, I've learned the universal language of spirituality. So, all of the religions, every last one of them is pertinent to that group of people, regardless if you want to accept it or not. Okay. Now, the list of characteristics that you have been plagued by Jezebel: anxiety, fear, feeling insecure, never at peace, compulsion, okay, control, and manipulate others constantly. So if you're somebody that's constantly, and see, you'll burn yourself out. You will. I've seen a lot of witches that do this every single day. They trying to do work on somebody every day. You are afflicted by Jezebel. Jezebel is a loser. She's been losing for thousands of years. This is why this world is now considered to be overpopulated by a lot of very ignorant people. So the fact that the world, the fact that there's billions of people on this earth means that Jezebel has lost. The fact that you are even here to even be able to breathe, think, talk, and waste your life with that crap is because Jezebel has lost. That is the reason why. Outbursts of anger, master liars and deceivers, being very prideful and arrogant. Well, I can be that sometime, but that's not Jezebel. That's not always Jezebel, okay? There's specific symptoms, okay? Will try to shut you down if you are in ministry. So Jezebel been trying to shut down divine services for 5 years, and that bitch ain't did nothing. She been trying to shut Jamila down, because I'm not just a witch. You know, I'm a high priestess. There's a difference, but it's a huge difference. Okay, but I do practice witchcraft. I'm a high priestess that practices witchcraft. Okay, I don't just do certain stuff. Like I believe that people should obtain their desires, especially if it's a desire that's not going to do harm to you. Now, if it's something that's going to harm you, I'm going to tell you, well, hey, you shouldn't want that. Okay, you should not want that. But she's always trying to gain friendship of people of influence and power. She will buy your friendship, which is different than gift giving, but she will try to buy your friendship. Okay? She actually manifests herself through, you can tell through a person's facial expressions. Okay? Fake smiles, fake laughter, fake everything. That means that you've been affected by Jezebel. You need to be exorcised of her, because she is sucking you dry. She's making you think that you're happy or that you're having a good time, but in reality, you're not. You're very, very distraught. People that try to pretend to be happy, they're basically saying, "I'm happy. God damn it, I'm happy. Can't you tell that I'm happy?" And it's like, no. In fact, anybody that's smart can tell that you're very, very unhappy. What are you talking about? Most of the time when people are possessed by Jezebel, it is very hard to get that spirit off. In fact, like I said, she has caused so many people to die or kill themselves. Okay? She has. Even when you have won, even when you have obtained things, Jezebel's going to linger and make you not happy. See, she's responsible for that 4 of Cups. Her, along with the narcissist demon, she works very heavily with the narcissist demon is what she does. Okay? When you can recognize that she's in your life and you can finally banish her, then you'll start to live. Otherwise, you're going to always feel as though something is there. And like I said, at my last birthday, that was the last time she gonna ever get her hands around my energy at all, because she was all over me. And I didn't even realize it. She was blocked. She was trying to block my third eye. She was trying to block me a lot on my date of birth, because she didn't want you to be born. She wanted you to die. I believe Mystical Lady Enchantress says, I believe my brother has the Jezebel spirit. I know it sounds crazy, but it don't sound crazy. It don't sound crazy. Listen, jealousy is one of the main aspects of Jezebel. is when someone is jealous of somebody. That's one of the main symptoms that you're being affected by her. You have to get a priest or a high priestess to get rid of her. Okay? Or you have to have a coven of witches that could get rid of her. But see, the problem is that I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all got to be careful when y'all dealing with these covens, okay? Because a lot of them ain't about nothing. You know, there are witches that can be possessed by Jezebel. Those are the ones that, you know, they seemingly want to help, but they are doing the bidding of Jezebel, which is why I'm extremely careful about who I associate myself with on YouTube. In fact, I don't associate myself with anybody except for one person on YouTube. And that's because of other reasons, okay, that I'm not going to talk about today. Because we don't want to stir up the crazy folk. But it really don't matter because Jezebel has been destroyed. Okay, here's the whole thing. Once you have destroyed a spirit or a demon, the people that were previously affected by her will do it, you know, because all of a sudden they see Jinn hexes and hexes, even though you've gotten rid of the hex, other people will still try to carry on those behaviors, and it doesn't matter what they do. That's why I always tell people when I do work on them, because people want you to control what evil does, and you can. A lot of the times you can, but you know, a person that has free will can do whatever they want to do. Okay, the only thing that you have to be worried about or concerned about at all is to make sure that what it does to you cannot affect you, which can be very difficult because your mind, you know, people will try to put things in your mind. So if somebody has put something in your mind, oh, I can do this to you, and this is what's going to happen. And even though you've been delivered from that spirit, you'll still carry around that fear. So this is the reason why, even if I do a hex removal from you or any kind of work with you, especially if you are among certain bloodlines, it depends on your bloodline. This is the reason why they attack everybody in your family. Why do you think they're doing that? The reason why Jezebel hates your family is because she didn't want your family to be anyway. You have to learn to decipher, because somebody asked me that question. Well, why? Well, that's because I can decipher what somebody's intent is and were they actually under her demonic influence. And a person that's under that demonic influence, again, somebody that's under demonic influence doesn't necessarily deserve to be condemned. Okay, they can be cleansed, and their spirit and their soul can be cleansed of that energy. Okay. So a lot of your men are possessed by Jezebel. She's the third party. If I see her in your reading, she's the third party, even though she carries on. She'll possess women, or sometimes she'll materialize herself as a woman, which is why there's some people that you can't never meet in person because they're not even real sometimes. Okay. Her main energy points that Jezebel likes to feed off on is your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus. She doesn't even really have the interest of your heart chakra, but she can cause a lot of damage to your heart chakra if you allow her to, especially if you're running around here bitter, you know, talking about you hate folks and I hate men and I hate women. She's definitely responsible for feminism and also that MGTOW movement, going your own way to the realms of death and destruction and sickness. So a lot of these men that are with MGTOW, they're killing themselves. That's just all it is to it, because that's what you're gonna do. Same thing with women. Eventually, all of that stress and strain that you're putting on your body by fighting and not having a guardian male or a protector is going to get to you eventually. It's not going to get to you when you're in your 20s. It's not going to get to you when you're in your 30s, or maybe even sometimes in your 40s. But it's definitely going to break you all the way down when you get old enough. And sometimes, when you're an older woman and you don't let Jezebel ruin your life, sometimes there's no coming back from that. You just gonna have to wait to the next lifetime. However, this is the reason why I got the rose of Jericho. See, Spirit led this to me because Jezebel hates this Jericho. She hates it because this is a plant that regenerates itself and lasts for. I mean, it literally, all I got to do is put it back in water, and it's changed a lot. I can't show it to you. I'll show it to you when I'm done with this, and I'll explain a little bit more about this and the way that you can beat Jezebel at her own game. Okay. The way you get possessed by Jezebel is by getting hurt by either some random person that, it wasn't meant for you to be with them. You know what I'm saying? And you'll get hurt. And that's how she gets in there, is through hurt and pain and loneliness. Okay. And it's nothing that she'll ever do for your, yes, childhood trauma. Exactly. I cannot pronounce that. Anilcia Myers. Yes, you are absolutely right. Childhood trauma is one of the things that she uses. Okay. In fact, here's the thing of it that's very tricky about these demons. This is the reason why you see people that'll walk into jails, and whether or not they're guilty or not, Spirit will let them out, or a spirit will still forgive them, because demons can make you do things that you would not otherwise do and then punish and condemn you for it. So that, and that's not very fair, is it? That's not fair. You know? Okay, so definitely childhood trauma. But Jezebel is who causes the childhood trauma. You have to have a parent a lot of the parents out there, they don't really know what's happening with their children and families. They don't really understand what's happening. Hold on. Oh, about to spell this wrong. Did I spell that wrong? Mm. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, she'll try to bully you, mystical lady enchantress. And if you're not susceptible to her bullying, it makes her very angry. Hold on. So A lot of y'all are being afflicted by the Jezebel spirit. In fact, today, the ritual that I'm doing is going to exorcise Jezebel off of one of my clients. So the reason why I'm not ever, well, I'd say maybe sometimes about 0.1% I can be affected by client work sometimes. But my spirits is finding a way to stop that, even that. And so we're working on it. But the reason why you're affected by your client's energy is because you're not protecting yourself before, during, and after, and then also cleansing yourself. Cleanses are very, very important. I have a lot of witches that come to me to get cleanses, even if they're not practicing. It's very important for you to cleanse. See, for me, I'm a different kind of high priestess. Even though I have a history in Christianity, I still service witches and I give guidance to witches that are practicing. So this is the reason why I'm not going to fault you if you come to me and say, well, Jamila, I did some death magic on somebody, or I did this, or I did that, or I did this, or I did that. Well, we're going to have to clear your karma. Yes, you can clear your karma. Okay, people will lie to you and say that you can't clear your karma. People will lie and say that karma doesn't exist. But the reason why they're doing that is because they don't want you to know. Now, I'm not trying to discredit anybody on here, so please don't start hitting that thumbs down and shit. In fact, I'm going to do something to, because if you don't agree, it doesn't matter if you don't agree. It just is what it is. Okay, but you can clear away negative karma. That's called a resurrection, a cleansing, a clearing, a new beginning. Nobody has to sit and carry around their past or their past life. In fact, I've got a couple of very interesting past lives. Some of them I didn't even realize I was being affected by Jezebel because she's been following y'all for such a long time. A lot of witches, you know, and see what'll happen is that she'll turn you even more bitter. She'll make you even more bitter till you lose sight and you don't really understand what it is that you're dealing with. You really don't understand. You know what I'm saying? You be thinking it's something else when it's her. And like I said, she's sneaky. Okay? A woman that's sneaky, a man that's sneaky, they're being affected by Jezebel. Doesn't mean I hate you because you're affected by demons. So that's the difference between a high priestess and somebody that's trying to practice baby magic, is that a high priestess is going to recognize what demon is on somebody and they're not going to be put off by it necessarily. You know what I'm saying? That's Jezebel, babe. That's Jezebel. She'll make you feel cursed. Because she's not just working on a sexual realm. Like, can I explain something to y'all? And see, this is why I'm going to do a sex magic course. And it's not going to be what you think it is. Okay? You know, of course, there will be certain things that I will teach you. But sex magic, you can every single day just by keeping your sacral chakra balanced and in good shape. If you walking around with your panties in a bunch and you sad and you upset and you see that you're completely outside of sex magic. But everybody practices sex magic every single day. And if your enemies are able to get you to a point where you can't drink your wine and eat your cheese and peel your grapes and sit back and be and live like a king or queen and get your sexual pleasure. See what I'm saying? If somebody's able to do that, then that's not sex magic, or either somebody could be trying to steal your sexual energy, which could be Jezebel. But Jezebel just kills it. when a man and woman comes together and procreates, that is a very powerful sexual energy act. And this is how they're able to produce offspring. So she didn't want you to produce that offspring. Okay. Hold on, guys. This is my child. Hold on. Hello. Okay, I'm back. We got a confused person in the chat room, y'all. Mm-hmm. Well, see, hon, you don't have see. That's where you've been fooled and duped. Because I just talked to Jesus Christ last night, and Jesus Christ told me several times, and he's been telling me for several years that you don't have to give your life to Jesus. That's not why Jesus is here. In fact, Jesus was a healer and a high priestess as well, and so that's not true, Tabby. Okay, so you need to learn your history and actually learn. Okay. I think it came up from my childhood and everything that led up to now. Yeah. Well, I charge $1,500 to banish Jezebel and her spirits. You can start with a cleanse, but that's what I charge for that. A cleanse will only hold her off for, from some of y'all, a month. From some of y'all, just a moon cycle. Some of y'all, it can be up to 3 moon cycles. It depends on what you're doing. Some of y'all, it'll hold her off for 6 months. Some of y'all, it'll hold her off for a year. But cleanses, cleanses are not you can exercise the spirit from your body, but it's still lingering because you haven't. So you do have to you have to actually pay for the ritual to get rid of her. Okay. You have to. In fact, everything that was negative came from Jezebel, is what spirit is telling me. And I'm a witch and a high priestess if I were to ever become a part of any kind of spiritual group, it would either be the Wiccans or the pagans. I don't have anything against Wiccan. There's nothing wrong with practicing Wicca, but or practicing with Wiccans. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem practicing with anybody. But I am solitary, and I prefer to keep it that way. I'll probably end up keeping it that way for a while. But it just depends, because Jezebel has been keeping, she's been keeping me without a coven. And see, a coven is basically friendship, is basically what it is. Oh, Lord, what happened to my amulet? Weird. Where my glasses at? Mitchie said, what are you doing here? Christians aren't supposed to be on these channels. You know what, Mitchie, you're right. But the whole thing about it is that she's here because she's looking for something. But the only thing that Christians know how to do is judge, be out of fear. See, when you judge somebody like that, it's fearful. She's scared because of the information that I'm giving to her. She's affected by Jezebel. She doesn't know what to do about it. So that's the reason why she comes in here talking crazy. So that's why I didn't block her. Okay, everybody deserves to have this information. And then also, nobody has to sit and battle with Jezebel for the rest of your life. You don't have to sit and do that forever. She'd love to convince you of that, like, hi, I'm gonna always be here. No, you're not. You're not gonna always be where you're not welcome. And see, as a woman, see, the women, the knowledge comes from the women, because what Jezebel will do is, she'll send a picture of her breast or her vagina or other, various porn aspects of her body, and she'll do that. You know what I'm saying? And men will just be like, oh, they'll start slobbering. And then, so women are the ones that have to direct the situation and to get Jezebel off of your life. It's up to the women. And that's the reason why a lot of women have been confused. They say, shoot, it ain't fair. Why they put it all off on women? Because you the only ones that's gonna be able to get rid of them. Okay? You had a dream of something, and see, that's her. But see, she's not good though. When you having very, very passionate sex, or when you're making love passionately to your man or your woman, and the energy is the best in the world. But see, that's, if it's not there, then that means that her presence is among you in some kind of way. Or maybe it could just be an off night. You never know. Okay. But the one thing about it is that you can't necessarily fear these entities. You just have to know how to get rid of them. See, this is the whole purpose of the cauldron. Okay, so the cauldron, the reason why we put fire in the cauldron is because we are recreating, or we are creating a doorway that's opening up to put these entities down in them. This is the reason why we use coals during ritual instead of incense. We use the self-lighting coals because you are recreating hell. And see, really the only way that you can get rid of these energies is to burn them. That doesn't mean that you have to burn a person's body. In history, witches have been, and I saw a really, really heartbreaking article on Facebook. Even though Facebook can be very overwhelming, it's still a very rich source of information. There was a woman just recently that set her child on fire. That was ultimately the worst thing you can do, because she killed the child. And see, she just was mistaken. Okay. So especially a lot of y'all that were born witches, but see, if you were born a witch, your mother didn't really understand how to contain all of those spirits that were connected with you. So that's the reason why our parents did very traumatizing things to us, beat us, did all kind of stuff to us. They didn't really understand how to get rid of those energies around you. And sometimes you just got to be patient and deal with it and wait until the child is old enough. And then you can educate the child and say, hey, this is what's going on with you. Do what you got to do. Okay. Hey, Jendaya's world, do what you got to do to get rid of it. How can you tell if you were born a witch? People trying to condemn you. That's one way. And you'll be condemned. There's a lot of different symptoms to if you were born a witch. You may have the gift of sight. You may have a lot of different gifts that will start to manifest. Your dreams will tell you if you're a witch. If you are somebody that might have issues with loneliness. Okay, so let me tell y'all something. There are a lot of religious sects that actually use these demons against people. Jezebel should not be something that should be used against people. That's why the Christian came in here and said, stop speaking evil, because, a lot of times these entities, they'll use the church against you, right? Yeah, you'll have issues with loneliness. You probably will only have a couple of friends. Being attacked, whether or not it's physically or psychically. Okay. Being the black sheep of your family is actually a sign of it as well. Because a lot of you witches that were born, you scared the hell out of your families a lot, but you didn't do it on purpose. Okay. Kim Berry says, I get text messages from all different types of numbers telling me I have to be the person and bad things will happen if I don't continue, but I'm not physically with them. Yeah, and see that's called, whenever you're ascending out of that, those entities will try to oppress your ascension. Yes, they will. Yeah. Yeah, being different. And you don't necessarily have to be different from your family, because if it's coming from your bloodline, I'm still kind of I think the jury is still out on this. I'll have to think about this for a minute and get back with you on that. But but is there only certain witches and high priestesses born within the family? I think that if you're a high priestess, I see that's something that I got to think about, because I think everybody's story can be different. I believe that my family is filled with witches. In fact, my great grandmother was a witch, and so was my grandmother. I don't care what anybody says. A lot of the things that they did was witch like, including the way that they cooked their food and the way that they raised their children. Okay. But on some level, I do believe that everybody is not the high priestess of the family. And so, people will get upset and jealous of people that are born with very, very special spiritual gifts, especially if they notice that as a child, you may not be into a lot of the things that ordinary children are. But I'm going to tell you something. If you're somebody that likes to tell jokes, or you like to play jokes on people, that's kind of a part of the the fairy realm. So you got to be able to differentiate. And Jezebel loves fairies. She loves to be attached to fairy like folk. Okay, she does. She don't like them. She hates them. She hates that they are a source of hope and love, but she hangs around them a lot. So this is where, you get, your bad stuff arising all the time. So it's always going to be several different aspects. I mean, I don't just have Jezebel on my back. I got several different demons that can't stand me. But Jezebel is the main one. She's one of the main characters. Being promiscuous and having a lot of sex with a lot of people is Jezebel spirit, but being sexually active isn't. Listen, if you guys find love in this world, that's nature. And if you are making love to a man, that is nature. So just being sexually active, Jezebel spirit. In fact, Jezebel has nothing to do with sex. She don't have nothing to do with sex or sex magic. And see, her and Lilith are constantly at battle. Constantly. Lilith is one of the dark mothers, dark goddesses that you want to call to, along with Kali Ma. Her and Kali Ma is constantly at battle because Jezebel don't like sex. If you somebody that closes off sex, and see, that's why you got to look at it from a different perspective. If you're extremely promiscuous, yeah, that's Jezebel. You can be as promiscuous as you want, you still not getting no sexual energy. People can have a lot of sex and it'll just be dead sex. So she's going to put you at either end of the spectrum. Either you're going to be very promiscuous and she's just sucking energy, or you're not going to have sex at all. You see what I'm saying? So somebody that's closed off sexually, that is when Jezebel has taken over. Sex is not just putting a penis in a vajayjay. Sex is a spiritual exchange of energy. Hence the word sex. SEX, spiritual exchange of energy, is basically what it is. Those energies can be healing. Those energies can be uplifting. Those energies can, can do all sorts of things. Okay, you can do all kind of stuff to your man during sexual. You can actually make a man be faithful to you just by having sex with him. But it depends on what the intent is. That's just like a man can have sex with a woman, and he'll be the only man that she'll be with. So you can actually make somebody be faithful to you during the sex. You can put that intent in it. It just depends on what your spirits are doing at that time. And Jezebel spirit has nothing to do with sex. Nothing. That's what a lot of people confused her with. That's why we've been so confused for so long. There is nothing sexually satisfying about Jezebel. If that's the reason why men can go out and Jezebel will make them cheat, and they'll go right back home and have sex with their wife all night long. That's the reason why. I've had that happen a lot. I've been with a couple of different men that were affected by Jezebel, and that was when I didn't know. They would be out all night or all day. Men can have sex with, and that's what Jezebel will do. Because this is the reason why Jezebel will call you and say, I'm having sex with your man. That's the reason why she'll do it, because she's only doing it to ruin, to cause destruction. Jezebel don't build, she destroys. Jezebel don't want nobody to be blessed. She's worse than what a lot of people think she is. People think, oh, she's gonna, I'm gonna conjure up her demons and I'm gonna make a man love me. And that's not how you do it. In fact, that ain't even close. If it's a man that's in his natural element and he's not affected by all those demons, then there's a difference. You don't necessarily have to. This is the reason why, if you're a witch, you do need to cleanse a man. Even before having sex with him, you need to do a cleansing on him. Sadly, there's a lot of confusing spirits around men. So this is the reason why a lot of women will, because especially if your third eye is off, you won't know how to decipher nothing. And a man will walk up to you and you'll just be scared. Like, what is he getting ready to do to me? He's going to rape me or something. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Mitchie, stalkers are possessed by Jezebel spirit. Yes. Yes, they are. Stalkers and people that attack children are possessed by Jezebel. Jezebel loves that. She jumps with glee when she sees something happen to a child. Okay, she dances at the funeral of children. She feeds off of the blood and sweat and tears of women who have lost their children. All of the wars where you have women that their child go to war and they don't come home, she's responsible for a lot of that. Very, very mean, nasty, nasty spirit. She nasty. She's responsible if a woman has a pungent odor coming from her vagina. She's responsible for that. The reason why she a very pungent odor is so that she can keep men off of you. That's her way of oppressing, because men don't. That's the reason why. Why do y'all think a lot of that stuff has happened? See, a lot of people have been confused by that. Yeah, Mitchie, I'm sorry that that happened to you. I'm sending you healing right now. Um, it probably is very baffling when when because it's a difference between abuse and discipline. There's a huge difference between somebody that's abusive. But yeah, that's a way that you can tell that a woman is plagued by Jezebel spirit is if she's abusing children. You're welcome, Mitchie. That's how you can tell. That's one of the symptoms. No. And she does definitely bother a lot of witches in particular. In fact, I think Jezebel's spirit was probably a demon that could have been created. See, we create demons. We do. We create them. I believe that I'm not even gonna lie to you. I believe that Jezebel was created by Christians and by Christianity. That, I mean, I don't believe that they did it on purpose. A lot of things that were created by Christianity, let me tell y'all where the roots are at. It was a spirit or either a man that felt very unattractive, very unappealing. So witches are usually very appealing in their looks. I'm sorry. You know, a lot of the witches that we have seen are very beautiful. In fact, the ones that think they ugly, they not even ugly. They just think they are. A lot of people have a standard of beauty about themselves that doesn't exist because beauty comes from within. So a lot of people will be running around here and yeah, Jezebel gonna tell you that you ugly. That's the first thing she tell you, well, you ugly, because she's ugly. Jezebel is not an attractive woman. She's not. She never was. And she doesn't affect attractive women, supposedly. She doesn't. If you're a witch, she can affect you, though. Because witches are always attractive, no matter what. I don't care what facial structure it is, unless it looks like something like out of the, something else, You can tell that a man is affected by Jezebel's spirit. You can tell that a woman is. If a woman is calling everybody ugly, that's Jezebel. That ain't no that's not what that is. You know what I'm saying? This is in it. And I'm gonna tell y'all another thing about Jezebel. Her spiritual body is not beautiful. If you see Jezebel's spirit, it's the nastiest looking, ugliest thing that you could ever see. Jezebel is also responsible for men and women shaming women that have a post-pregnancy body. Jezebel don't like stretch marks. Well, she created them, but then again, she's going to shame you for having them. because that's what your body can sometimes naturally do once you have a baby. So if you see somebody that just had a baby and they fat, or they done gained a little bit of weight or something, Jezebel is definitely into body shaming. Even though her spiritual body and her body ain't nothing to write home about. Really, it's not, especially when you smell it, because she stinks. Jezebel don't smell good. She's very, very jealous of Oshun, Aphrodite, and Yemaya in particular. She's very, very jealous of other deities. In fact, Jezebel ain't even a deity. We don't even consider her to be a deity. But there's some people that worship her. If you go on YouTube, you'll find a lot of people that worship Jezebel's spirit, which is stupid. That's the dumbest thing you can do is work. Look, if you look up worship Jezebel on YouTube, you're gonna find a lot of people that worship her, and they're very, very lonely. Jezebel gets you when you are at a weak point. You said, is the strength of Jezebel the same in every person she possesses? No, it's not. In fact, some people she can't possess at all. But see, you would have had to have gone through a very rigorous ritual as a child, rituals that have been lost by a lot of witches and your family members. Instead, they took you to church, and that wasn't the ritual to exercise it. That was the ritual to put it in you. She's very, she was created, I believe, out of the church, out of spiritual, which is spirituality, religion. She was created to be the inferior woman. She's inferior as well. Bushi Baby says, I have a cousin who doesn't have sex unless she's getting paid 5K or more. Is she under the Jezebel spirit? Yes. Because you know what? You're going to get money, but you see, here's the whole thing about it. Sexual energy from a man or a woman, if you are having sex with somebody merely under the premise of money, and that's it, because money is the energy. it Money is energy that gets converted into money so that you can buy or sell, right? But so that you can buy. So everything costs money, right? However, when you are under that spirit of Jezebel and you're getting paid for sex, there's literally no benefit coming from that, no actual benefit except for the money. This is the reason why, guys, I read an article last year of a woman, one of the women that goes over to Dubai to get shatted on. Those are rituals that they're doing on those women. And they'll pay those women a lot of money. There was a woman that said, hey, I went through all that over in Dubai, but I have over $100,000 in, um, free money. But it's not free money, because you're going to have to pay to get that off of you. So if you have sex for money and you done paid and somebody done paid you $5,000, what you need to do is you need to go ahead and it really depends on the person though. But yeah, that is Jezebel. Jezebel resides over sex trafficking, human trafficking, and prostitution. Okay. She resides over that. So when you do that, you're giving away a lot more because you don't know that man's intent. He's paying into something because he wants something back. So the reason why they're willing to pay her more is probably because she has a lot of energy. That would probably be more so of a high priestess, prostitute, witch that can get paid an exorbitant amount of money, but she's gonna have to either take or try to, and it depends on who she is, because there are a lot of people that can go that way. But for me, I'm more so into real emotional sex that is emotionally, physically, spiritually, and fulfilling in every way. So it wouldn't be worth that. That to me wouldn't be worth it. There would be no amount of money that would be worth me having sex with a man for. I mean, if I'm going to have sex with a man, I'd rather it be somebody that I'm having sex with that is my man. And then I can manifest that money through my business, through doing what I'm supposed to do spiritually, because my spiritual business is fulfilling in a way that I am freeing the world, or, one by one, or even three people at the same time, which will convert to more people. Okay. Which will convert to more people. Essentially, it's magnified. So that for me is very rewarding. The money is not actually the reward. The generational hexes that I could do, I could charge 10 grand or more, and eventually I will charge that much more, but it won't be that big of a deal, because I know you guys are saying, what, 10 grand? I can't afford that, but you will be able to, so you don't have to necessarily worry about it. But right now I only charge 1,500 for that. Well, she must be doing some work then, Bushy baby. She must be doing some work. She must be good at what she does then. Okay. At the end of the day, when you look at it, but see, sex, when a man actually penetrates a woman, that is a gateway that, a lot of the spirit guides don't really like to be tampered with. But people do it, and they do it too much. So, and it's affected generations of women. It really has. She's probably a witch and she's good at what she's doing. But I will tell you that a lot of the times when somebody is doing that, she must have to like regenerate herself all the time. Because if he's willing to pay that much, how much is he taking? How much out of her is he taking? So it would have to depend on the intent of that John, of what he's what he's actually doing. But who knows? Everybody's situation is different. Most people are not witches. Most people do not know. I mean, that's just like for me. I could, because she's been wanting to work with me. Jezebel's been wanting to work with me since I was born. She want me to go off into that. No, I love sex way too much. I would never ever do it, and she knows it. She's been wanting to work with me for quite some time. And yeah, I could go out there and manifest hundreds of thousands of dollars very quickly, even in my 40s, even with my post childbearing body. And that is because I'm a high priestess. I could get whatever I want. But I don't choose to do that, and I never will. You see what I'm saying? So I just won't do it. Do you charge for one-on-one talks? No consultations, cleanses, or rituals? Yeah, I do readings for people. That's what the readings are. Yeah, I charge. My time is money, so every now and then I will have a person that will call me, and I'll only have like a couple of minutes, but I do charge for everything, and the reason why is because it's my energy that I'm using. So yeah, I charge for my readings. But for the summer, they are on sale. They'll go back up in the winter. Okay. Oh Lord. Yes. What is she doing? having it. Girl, you silly. I'll call you right back. I'll call you right back. I'm in the middle of a live right now, okay? I'll call you when I'm done. I'm almost done. All right. Anyway, if you guys need to reach me, the link to my website is below. I hope y'all enjoyed that eclipse. I didn't get to see it because I think it happened around 4 p.m. Eastern, so I didn't get to witness it. They say you're not even supposed to look at it. I don't think people supposed to be looking at them eclipses, but I'll look at it on, I kind of, my spirits kind of felt some type of way yesterday about looking at that thing, even though I did work with the energies of it, but you know. I do charge for cleanses though. My cleanses are on sale for the summer for $3. I've got a lot of different rituals that, and if you want to go to the website, you just go to the rituals tab of the website. What happened in your area, mystical lady and enchantress? I still got a few minutes because I'm writing out some stuff. I gotta go in a minute because I gotta eat something. I'm hungry. I don't do a lot of my rituals with an empty stomach. I like to have something on my stomach. I do. I like to have something on my stomach when I'm doing my rituals, y'all. Also, I am currently taking apprentices as well as people that I am recruiting for my coven. And, you know, I just want to say this to those witches out there that do work all the time. You know, hun, I don't need a coven. The coven needs me. But I do need fellowship. Okay. And then also I want to gather up people to come and work with me as well. So it's probably going to be people that are in the Georgia area. I meet and I get a lot of people that are actually around my area that, you know, want to speak to me. Yeah, I do ship internationally. Just give me your address. Or just put the address. I think, yeah, if you go to my website, you can actually put your address in and the international shipping should calculate for you automatically. If it doesn't, and if it's more, I will contact you and say, hey, you know, this is going to cost you a little bit more, but you know, $1 million home was bombed. That's Jezebel. Jezebel don't like no. You know, let me tell y'all something. Jezebel has been around for quite some time. She does not like prosperity. So that's the whole thing about it, is that even though she'll tell you that she likes prosperity, she don't really like stuff like that. See what I'm saying? So she don't like people to have rich, grand homes and stuff. She don't like that. Okay. Good grief. Anyway, you guys, if you want to know if you're afflicted by her spirit, you guys can come to me for readings. This is spirits have been dealing with the narcissist demon for like probably maybe about the past 5 years. Now we're going to have to move on to Jezebel because Jezebel ain't got nothing on that. Look, I'm sorry. That narcissist demon ain't got nothing on Jezebel. So that's who they working on now. And they want her out. They want her out. They working really, really hard to go against her. Like I said, she resides over abortion. So it started over here in the South, okay, in Georgia, to where, if the child has a heartbeat, they're not going to abort. But see, even that is bad because the brain is where the heart is. So the heart is a tool that pumps blood to the body that is created by the brain. So so that's, even though they created that, probably what they should have done was abolished it altogether. Okay. But a lot of people ain't ready for that. The world is not ready for that, and I wouldn't even force y'all to. So don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you what it is, okay? Um, Over there in New York, they gonna have a lot of problems over in New York because New York passed a law that you can abort the baby all the way up to the 9th month of pregnancy. So people that got out of New York or that are getting out of New York, you kind of did a good thing because I I I can't even, those states that pass laws like that, they are really, really, really in a lot of trouble for doing stuff like that. Okay. They in a lot of trouble for doing that. So depends on the individual laws of your state because what's happening is that I'm gonna tell y'all what's ultimately happening, and there's a lot of different realms that are helping this happen. Is utopia. You can't have utopia with babies being killed. You just can't have it. So this is what spirit is trying to create is utopia, which is a perfectly balanced plane of existence, and it's not balanced at all. At all. It's not. Okay. In fact, with abortion and homosexuality and things like that, I know a lot of y'all gonna be mad at me because I know y'all out there, but see, I'm gonna tell you the truth because I love you. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you, okay, and tell you just what you want to hear. At the end of the day, if you're homosexual, you are going against nature, and it is very unbalanced to be homosexual, whether or not you're male or female. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you, and it has nothing to do with my Christian roots, because if you look at Christianity, it's to me, in a lot, in the opinion of a lot of others, it's all hypocrisy anyway, because obviously that Bible don't like women, and a lot of the spirit that's in there don't really like women. So when you think about it, what we were taught through all of that is actually what created a lot of the homosexuality. When men hated women, then women had to go to each other because they wanted to make sure that their sexual energy was balanced. So this is the reason why, in a lot of things, it's worse for the men and the men that are homosexuals and not the women. And it is because the women were kind of forced to do that. Mm-hmm. And everybody gay. And see again, Jezebel spirit. Jezebel created all of that stuff. And I kept wondering, what was that spirit? And see, in June is when they really, really, really up to no good. They tried to do a lot of evil in June. Okay, coincidentally, June is Gay Pride Month. Coincidence? Well, it's not a coincidence. coincidence. It's not. And I felt Jezebel's spirit. She was trying to literally force that on people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mitchie, exactly. You're right about that. I agree with you on that. I've never heard of Little. I think I have seen them. I don't get into the new hip hop, y'all. I'm still listening to E40 and the Click. I'm still listening to Queen Latifah and Tupac and Will Smith. I even like his son's music. Um, but not even necessarily that. I like Will Smith's not Will Smith, Jaden Smith's song because he's got the sun energy in the background of it. The Misfits Run the City. So I listen to that song a lot, especially before I do my rituals or when I'm about to clean up the house and stuff like that, because you can hear that sun frequency in the background of that song. So a lot of the frequencies of the rap music today has been totally changed into death, death, kill yourself, murder yourself. It depends on how you perceive stuff, though. A lot of times when people are talking about murder, they could be talking about murdering um, that false super ego. And the super ego is not good. Okay, because it'll tell you that you're doing good when even when you're doing bad. And a lot of people that have that end up with a lot of health problems and problems with their stomach. Okay. I'm multitasking, y'all. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go because I don't want to sit here and have a lot of dead air. I hope that you guys enjoyed this discussion. That's really that's the only information that I have about her off the top of my head at this point. Make sure that you guys hit that thumbs up. All right, cool. Yeah, if you want a reading, you can send me an email or whatever. But go to the website is the fastest way to do it. Just go to the website and you don't have to get my permission before you purchase a reading because I have a lot of trust in my spirits. So I don't necessarily work like a lot of other practitioners. People are more than welcome to go to the website. You need a reading. You don't have to contact me for my permission first because my spirits is who led you to me. Okay. And then the way that I do that is once you place your order, you can pay with either your PayPal account or either your debit or credit card. You can check out as a guest. And I send you the booking link. Okay. Also, if you're in the Georgia area, which I think I already got somebody hired, I'm going to ask him today to come work for me, and hopefully he'll accept. But I do have one other position. It's a marketing position that is opening within my company. And you can do this from any location. Okay, it's like maybe a part-time basis. It's just part-time, no. Okay. I think I already got the full-time position over here in Georgia field. Like I said, I'm gonna ask Um, I'm gonna ask if somebody will accept it, but you're welcome, hon. I will see y'all later. I got some more readings going up for y'all too, a little bit later. So I'll have plenty of stuff up to not distract you, but to teach you. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. I look at a lot of the readings on YouTube, but sometimes some of these readers irritate me because they not telling you what you need to know. Especially I do my readings from a witchcraft perspective, if y'all notice. But some of these readings are just for distraction. You know what I'm saying? And to confuse you. Okay. So that's why I will always put readings up on this channel. You know, because people need to know the truth. Okay. Anyway, love and light to you guys. I'll see y'all later.